Yo, this is Terrell, Hall of Fame D-Line, and these are Bully Rants. I have come to find out that there are more kids, I'm sorry about all the rocking, there are more kids that watch these things than I actually knew. So I am making note and taking notes that I will watch my language and try not to be so provocative. This here one, we're just going to basically talk about something that's, basic for newcomers and people who want to get into showing. I have shown quite a few dogs. I've champed quite a few dogs. I champed the first ever ABKC champion, the first ever BBCR champion, the first ever UBKC champion, which is now no longer a registry. I've produced a lot of champions, so basically I know a little bit about showing. Also, I helped write some standards and other things. But as far as showing your dog, and this applies to, the youngsters who are trying to do this thing, don't get so wrapped up in like the competition part of it. I'm gonna tell you, like, the best dogs that I've ever seen show in the ring were like Paco was excellent. I loved going against Paco a lot of times because him and Marco had like a great bond. They were like, you could tell that this was really his dog. It wasn't just a dog that had got shipped to him and he hung out with the dog and this was the dog's job. Paco enjoyed going in the ring, and there have been several other dogs that I've seen that way. Always remember, especially kids, and I think it's easier for them because kids, the dog is always their pet. They always feel that bond with the dog. They always get involved with the dog. Make sure that your dog is having fun in that ring. And some people try to treat sometimes the dog just respond to getting petted and loved and knowing that you're happy with it. As far as the training goes, and this is just my thing, some people would dispute it, some people won't. I often recommend, if you're going to work with your dog on actual show training, don't do it for at the maximum longer than 15 minutes. Unless, you have one of those special cases where your dog actually really just likes to go through the drills and things, but for the most part, a dog's attention span is only about 10 to 15 minutes. So when I was training dogs, generally we would go through it about 10 minutes. I would stack them, we would do the whole little running thing, I would praise them, give them their treats, stack them again, make them stay, walk away from them, take it to the extreme level, even to the point where a lot of times I was just, we were just working, but having fun with it. Of course, my dogs are greedy, they love treats, so I would give them their treats, and it would be that quick, 10 minutes, then it would go back to normal family life, come in the house and chill out. And I would do that 3 to 4 times a day. And the dog enjoyed it. Of course, they looked forward to it. I got to the point, I know, with Hallie, where she would basically just stack herself and sort of expect me to praise her for stacking herself or whatever. And that's probably why she's one of the best of all times. Another thing is the grooming part. With our dogs, we tend to not think as much about the grooming because they're short hair, they don't have nails, so it's basically wash them and let it go. One thing I will say is that make sure the basic bath, the nails clipped. Some people trim the whiskers. I never was a whisker trimmer, but some people do that. And also, what I would do is a lot of times I would have like olive oil sheen. And after I clean the dog up real good, I would get me a towel. And sometimes I've seen people, spray it on the towel and wipe the dog down. Me personally, I would spray the dog down and just sort of just smooth it over, and it'd give that coat that real glossy, shiny look. And that was about the limit of my grooming. But a lot of times now I see dogs that they're obviously have not been groomed. You have dogs with white on them. You don't want to take your dog in the ring and that white is a brownish color. go through the necessary steps. It's a lot of cool little things you can do, like, you know, peroxide, baking soda, different things like that. You know, vinegar that helps brighten the coats up. But you know, you wanna make sure that your dog is all the way on point, and most importantly, you want to make sure that your dog is enjoying what you're doing in there, and that is key. Don't make this into a job. Don't let your stress transfer over to the dog, because the dog will feel that stressful energy, and it won't perform for you as much. That's why sometimes you see people in the ring and they're sort of tensed up and they're pulling at, they don't even realize that they're pulling at the leash so hard that the dog is sort of like tensing up and looking back at them. And yeah, you can hear one of my little puppies going crazy in the other room. But yeah, just make sure you're having fun with it. Make sure the dog is having fun with it. And you know, practice, but don't practice too much, because that's not fun for the dog. You know, groom your dog and just have fun, and remember that this is nothing but a dog show. If the judge doesn't like your dog on this day, it's fine. You know what you have. Keep your eyes open and try to go by the rules. And hey, come back next time and do a little bit better. All right, thanks. Peace.